So was this episode of House of the Dragon the greatest treason of Ulf White? Changing sides, or Rhaenyra Targaryen betraying everything she once claimed she represents? Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to Screen Time, the podcast where we break down the movies and shows taking over our screens. I'm your host, Josh, and joining me this week is Jared, our co-host.
Hello.
Our main event today is House of Dragon Season 3, Episode 8, The Treasons of Tumbleton. And later we'll share our first impressions of what else is taking up our screen time, including Ted Lasso Season 4, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Sterling Point.
I have the same too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll be discussing spoilers for House of Dragon Season 3 all the way up to Episode 8, so consider this your warning, and let's get into it. So, Jared, what's your overall reactions to this episode?
I thought it was a pretty awesome finale. Amazing battle sequence. It was kind of cool. It was like the start of the season and ending the season with like just an amazing battle. Mm-hmm. Obviously, clearly in response to the last season. But yeah, interesting. It wasn't penultimate. It's like they changed the format. You know, it was like intro and outro. Mm-hmm. They wanted to do like kind of the big stuff. But yeah, I thought it was really, really, really great. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like it was a really strong episode. I think. Yeah. Even the Rhaenyra stuff, like
Rhaenyra
Rhaenyra stuff. Yeah, all the names sound the same.
I know. There's Darren also. Though.
Yeah, I know.
He just makes it. Yeah.
Rhaenyra stuff even interesting. Just seeing her change, even though wasn't involved in the battle.
Oh yeah.
And then the battle is cool, especially we've seen so many battles. And then even with dragons, and like to see it handled differently, I felt like it was really unique, this battle versus some other things we've seen. And so, yeah, I thought it was really...
It's
really
like cool. You get both the ground perspective and the perspective on a dragon. Like you get, it's just great. You get like pretty much every perspective of the battle, which is just like so cool to see.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into what happened and the things that stood out to us for this episode. All right, so the opening with Rhaenyra's reaction to finding out that not only is Aegon still alive, but his dragon is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't think. I mean, it makes sense. Her reaction,
right?
Because it's almost like then he, rose from the dead, so to speak.
Yeah,
which makes him again even more, he's the one, right?
That's what made it. Like,
I didn't think about that though.
Okay,
I didn't think about that, and we didn't even talk about that, like being the ripple effect of him, because I guess because as a viewer, we already knew he was still alive. The dragon thing was cool, like
it was.
But we knew as a viewer, we knew he was still alive.
But no one else knew.
But I kind of forgot that like no one else really knew that he was still alive. And so it didn't resonate me the impact that it would actually have on her.
Yeah.
Until seeing this, and then as it's happening, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Because then I remembered, oh wait, yeah, that's right. No one else knew he was still alive.
Yeah.
And then she even just claimed he was dead. But anyway,
it's just, and it makes the line that I thought was like one of the best lines in the episode. Mm. It makes it so like when later on when Rhaenyra says, "I am the prince that was promised," as opposed to really, it's more like Aegon is. Mm-hmm. It's just, and I mean, yeah, everything that she goes through in this, and like, or what she ushers out or decrees people do is crazy, and. It's just, that line, like, just it was crazy to hear her say that in that moment.
Yeah. I think this event triggered her to become her true self.
Rhaenyra the Cruel.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you've been saying that, and kind
Which
of
is because that's what
she was known, like she's known as, like in the,
and she was
later.
trying to change the narrative so much.
Well, I think she was trying to do what her dad would do so much instead of just doing what she would do.
Yeah.
And I think this is what pushed her over the edge to be like, I'm not holding back anymore. I'm just going to do what I think I should do, which she's pretty cruel.
Yeah.
And just direct and not
doesn't even care about like tempting the seven.
No.
Which was another, we'll get there, but that was crazy.
All right, so we get the moment where we get Bela challenging her directly. We have she
Bela's the one we see like the least in all this.
Yeah.
Well, and Alicent.
Yes. It's true. This is this is basically stuff. These notes are stuff we already talked about.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I think that the next big scene is the two brothers reuniting.
Another awesome scene.
Yeah. And it's also interesting to see like Aemon like so broken. Like,
yeah.
If you would have told me this is how this scene would have gone down at the end of or in season 2 at all, like I would have been like, no. But I think they've laid the groundwork for his shift and his humbleness and like everything that kind of and his regret and even thinking he killed his brother, all those things that have kind of troubled him this whole season, to that when this happens, I think it's believable that he kind of submits to his brother like legitimately this time, instead of before it was always ceremoniously, but then behind the scenes he was always kind of arrogant, thinking he was the one that really should be ruling or in charge. Because you remember him and Kristen Cole were like plotting things and doing things that they were.
It also is just
in season 2.
Yes. Yeah. What I also loved was the way Aegon says the first line was incredible to him. I don't know where he's basically like, I'm not dead, but just the way he said it to him was just so good. Like that actor, that's Tom Glencarney. It's so weird to see him just because for so long now its face has been all messed up, but it's like this was one of the guys in Dunkirk that we covered not too long ago. I don't remember what else he's been in lately, but it is just funny. But like, such a great actor. But I mean, everyone is on this show. But it's just like he feels so different now. Aegon does, especially because of like the whole, which we mentioned a lot in this season. Just love like the dynamic of them out like in the world with Larys and Tyrant. Yeah, Tyrant has been great, and just like that's more the comedic side and like their banter, which is really great. So that first line, the way he says it is just like so funny, but yeah, awesome.
It also it kind of just has they do a good job, and they did this last week with the whole thing with Alice and Alicent and like the family dynamic. This year again is like it feels like you feel that like this is the older brother basically coming in the younger brother and being like, what the heck, man? Like, like it's handled so well that you feel that relationship.
It is also Aemon getting out of bed and like basically hearing him coming seeing that main room, that massive main room of Harrenhal was so cool because I don't know, we don't really get to see that much, but literally like the way the show opens up in the very beginning of season 1 is a flashback to like when that place was prospering. And I think that's might be the only time we really see that area like in its full glory. And it's just cool to see that again in this because I don't think we really ever get to see it from that perspective, like just how massive this main room is in Harrenhal. Because it's normally just outside by the tree or just at the table, you know, like or in the bedroom or, you know, whatever, these little small areas. So that was cool.
We also get Alice Rivers giving some of her backstory.
Yeah. That was great too.
Yeah.
Or interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. So then we get to what you were talking about earlier, where Rhaenyra just goes in to get validation from the faith, and if not, she just basically murders them and then declares herself like supported by them.
Yeah. Murders the High Septon.
Yep.
And then, but also, I don't know though, it is kind of weird. Like, she just had to say one line to Alan to convince him to kill the High Septon. You know, like, because he clearly did not want to do that.
Yeah.
And like most people are afraid, like, don't tempt the gods, you know, and she just, Rhaenyra's beyond that. I just want to say like that moment, that one, her doing that, tempting the seven, and then the thing that she does, the thing that she sees, I should say, at the very end, which we'll get to, is like completely sealing her fate and like what is going to happen to her, which I thought was really great to see because we know she has to die eventually because, like I said, there's a moment in Game of Thrones where they bring her name up and say like, oh, she died here. Joffrey actually says it. It's like really early on because I remember seeing the clip circulating again recently just because it's like,
yeah, because it's more relevant now.
Yeah,
you
didn't know
a throwaway line before.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I haven't rewatched it, but yeah, just really interesting. So
well, also I think Alan's other moment a little bit earlier where he meets the guys, the Valerians that show up at the beach,
yeah,
and they're like ready to go get his dad, like can save Corlys, and he's like, no, this is where you're needed, and they're like, who are you? And then he kind of claims he's like claiming his, even though like Rhaenyra never really gave him that officially,
no,
right? Like
because Corlys kept asking
for it.
Yeah,
he's just like, I'm going with it anyway.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just interesting to see him start to like more so than his brother, because we get the other scene with him and his brother, and the brother's kind of questioning Rhaenyra, and like, and he's just like, I'm all in. It's almost like you can see him, and maybe it's because he doesn't have a dragon that he feels the need to like flex and try to grab as much power as he can. But he's definitely, just going for it, in different ways. And but then it's also, I think, why then later with this scene, like he kind of feels like he needs to follow through with what she's asking, because he's basically, a lot of his power is back to the fact that she's, backing him.
Yep.
So, yeah, the scene was, that's definitely sealing her fate. Like just cause not working well with the church, quote unquote, is never going against the church in Game of Thrones has never gone well for anybody. So,
but it is interesting getting kind of the misdirect of earlier with her cutting herself with the throne. Because I thought that would, I don't know, it still might, something might happen with that, but we didn't see anything else with that. So like, and I know you were kind of leaning more towards that way of like, I don't think it's going to affect her, at all.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I thought it was just there for like a symbolic moment, but I don't think it was like supposed to be a critical thing.
Of like the same thing will happen to her. Yeah. Yeah. So it was interesting though to just to see that. And then, but there's plenty of other foretold things
Yeah.
that will happen to her, apparently.
So next main moment, I think, is where we see Gawain bring out Corlys
Oh, yeah.
and try to make peace
Yes.
with Daemon. But before Daemon goes out there, right at the beginning, Rhaenyra tells him, "Go, but don't." Well, she says something about, "But don't make me look bad." Basically,
Yeah,
I mean, like she said,
essentially,
yeah,
yeah.
don't make me look like a murderer or whatever.
It's like everyone already sees her
Yeah,
not in a positive way
yeah.
at this point.
So then he's ready. I mean, he's just because he's
yeah.
been wanting to do this all season.
Yep.
Basically, this has been building up. So she finally lets off the leash, basically, and then, so then when Gawain's like, "Hey," he's just like, "No," and he's always been like, I mean, he says it to her, even at the beginning, or we're the ones, you're the one.
Yeah.
This is, they don't have the birthrights that we have, and
Yep.
so we're supposed to be here. So he really truly believes that, which means he's like, I'm not backing down. But at least Gawain tried,
He did. I want to say right before that, we get to see just how terrible of a person Ormond is, because he's making children stand there as like a shield, essentially. Because that happens before Gawain goes down. Is like, all right, I need to do something.
Yeah, that's right. And I think what we see is when push comes to shove, yeah, he's not a good person at all.
No.
But he's been trying to pretend like he's all Mr. Because then he gets really, because he's looking for Ulf, like running like around crazy trying to find Ulf.
Yep.
And of course both sides are.
Yeah.
But,
and you predicted that, which you were right. Like, it's like, yeah, he's going to do his own thing.
Yeah.
Which is awesome moment to see.
We'll get there. Yeah. So obviously Daemon doesn't take the deal.
Yep.
So, and then what we see transpire is, attack on Tumbleton, and he is living up to the fact that he's trying to do it in a humane way, right? Like, because I mean, he could just go in there with the dragon, but they're like, okay, let's do this. Let's send in the troops. Let's use the dragon just to burn down the door. And even that, they stuck the kids out there, and he had to move before.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, it was cool to see Daemon getting the perspective of being in this big, battle of Tumbleton, but from like just the ground floor, because he's normally just he's on his dragon, so he has all the power, and then now
he goes in there on horse, and then the horse gets taken out
immediately,
and then he's like on foot, and he's fighting that, I don't know who,
I forget his name,
that
but
guy, we've seen him around this season, and he's a strong fighter, and he was basically losing to him,
which is crazy. Yeah.
We
know how good of a fighter Daemon is.
The head guy from the River People, whatever that guy.
The River People.
Yeah, the whole battle, like the
yes.
What's the term? All the people that are there, the army. That's sort of like the army. It's like he's the head guy of them, and he goes in because he wants Aemon.
Yes.
Like, and Hightower. He's like, I'm after you.
Ormond.
Hightower. Yeah, Ormond Hightower. He's like, don't die until the gates are open, whatever, all that stuff. But him going after that scene was hilarious. Him like getting sick.
Yep.
He cuts his arm off.
Awesome.
And then
yeah, the way he goes out was amazing. I mean, well, both of them really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we get Ulf. So he finds Ulf on the toilet, which is also hilarious.
Yes.
So this
Missed
is all
most
Ulf,
of the battle.
Ulf,
at this point.
Yeah, he missed most of the battle. He's in the latrine, and I mean, it looked like he was passed out. So he was like just so hungover.
Yep.
So then you throw him out, and then you just make him go get on his dragon and hungover. I mean, like, what do you think's gonna happen, right? Like, so he gets on there, and they you weren't sure which way he's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, still,
Yep.
you kind of think, oh, he's been with the Hightower guy, he's probably going to go with him, and then he does. Like, the army's like, all, yay, we get and then he does a turn and burns some of the army. But then he's like, screw you guys too, and then he like attacks the city, and then,
Yes.
and this is kind of happening simultaneously as all the other things happening. So then you basically end up burning Ormond. Gets burned up
Yep.
by the dragon that he so wanted badly to be on his side.
Yes.
And then it also, destroys some of the building that kind of saves Damon from getting killed by the other guy. But, yeah, but then basically the whole city burns. I mean, they quote unquote win. I don't know. Ulf just kind of eventually leaves, I guess. I mean, like, you don't really know
We don't really see,
what transpires there, but the we get the base of the high towers, and do we see what happens to the other kid with the little dragon? Like, he kind of flew off, didn't he? Because you see like the 3 dragons kind of go off at the end.
I don't think we
Because also
really see.
Damon's dragon was like, he's not on the dragon, but the dragon was like Caraxes is flying around.
Yeah.
So Ormond is dead. And then, we don't really see, and then Cat was dead too, which is Hugh's wife.
Yes.
And so, because we see him on foot coming in too, and with his dragon. And he wasn't supposed to be there. He's supposed to be protecting and watching over King's Landing. And he's there.
His
Corlys
wife does not survive.
manages to, and he comes in and tells Damon we need to go, pulls Damon out.
Yep.
Which means he probably saved Damon's life there.
Probably. Because, it is crazy to see that. Like, Damon definitely could have died. Even before that, to fighting, what's his name? Like,
there's definitely several moments. I mean, like,
several moments, yeah.
At coming in there, he could easily died.
Yeah.
Like, foolishly just
Yes.
running in there by himself, fighting tons of troops. I feel like and just the moment with Hugh and his wife dead, and I feel like we just didn't get enough of him. I think that they did a good job of like Ulf giving us enough of him to build up where he was emotionally. Like,
yeah, we didn't get hardly anything with Hugh and his wife specifically.
Enough with them and enough with Hugh just even being worried about his wife, like just in general.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I feel like that was not strong enough there for the character development. And then we get the this great speech.
Yeah.
Does it? I don't know. This just gave me like a, Nazi kind of vibes. The way they like just stand on high and giving it, this speech, and I don't know. There's something about it that just kind of.
Yeah, it was interesting to see her in what she was wearing, but also her like eye makeup was very different too.
Yep.
So like, it was like she just looked very different, and definitely looked more villainous in that moment, just by look, but then also what she says.
Yeah, just dictatorish.
Yeah, dictators. Yep, good way. Good way to put it.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But then she gets word that I guess someone comes running in and it's Helena.
Yep.
Helena, is dead, right? I mean, we don't know. They just say come, and then and then we see that she basically threw herself off the balcony out the window.
Which I wanted to ask you about, because earlier there's a moment where she kind of stops and is looking around, and it seems like she has another vision, but we don't really see it, which I thought was interesting. But
she was out walking around
yes,
and then that guy tells her to need to come in, and that she's in that courtyard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then
she kind of looks kind of spaced out a little bit, and then he brings her to, and then she sees what's her name, because also Rhaenyra kicks her out, sends her home to the other.
Yeah, she's basically her hand now, but it's like it's like Melisandre from the Game of Thrones, but it's Missandei or something. It's a very similar name, but yeah.
Well, she's not the hand anymore. I mean, she was kind of trying to step into that role, and then they slept together, and then she kicked her out.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
and that's also when she convinces Helena, because she's like,
well, she mentions and I think that's what
convinced her.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting at. I think
because she's
we don't know what the vision was, but she's always going to be able to hold this over.
Yes.
And she's never going to let you go.
Yeah,
because Aegon's back and blah blah blah.
Yep.
So, but you're right. I didn't think about it, but she probably did have a vision or something there.
That's what made it seem to be visually, but we don't really get to see it. But I mean,
But then she sees she goes to the window, and then there's a tapestry hanging there that's unfinished.
And that we've seen her sewing the whole season. Yeah, essentially. Yeah,
she's been working on it.
Yeah, and
of course, the first thing she sees is her predicting her killing herself,
her own death.
Yeah, which is okay, that's easy to predict. But then the next thing, if you want to talk about, because you brought up earlier.
Oh yeah, I mean, Rhaenyra on the throne. But there's fire around her. Mm-hmm. Looks like there's blood too. Mm-hmm. And was there a dragon in the background too?
I don't remember.
There was something else. But yeah, it's Helena really hasn't been wrong about any predictions so far. So it's okay, I think that's pretty set in stone for the future, which is very interesting to see.
I agree. I guess this means there's no hope in reconciliation with Alicent now either.
No,
because
we see her at the very end, and it seems like she kind of senses that Helena's
there's butterflies.
Gone. Yeah,
something is up. Yeah. So I think, how'd you feel? Well, I will say, I think they did a good job of, for the most part, bringing a lot of the storylines kind of together.
Yeah.
And this end episode.
Yeah, I think so.
But how'd you feel about the scale in the battle? I think we talked about. I mean, again, having a lot more ground level battle, which we haven't gotten as much because we've been so focused on dragons. That I think it was cool, and it really starts to make a lot of these feel good. They do a good job making them feel different. I mean, the one earlier over the water and stuff was very different than and even the one that was last season where the Battle of the Dragons, I guess they called it, where we thought Aegon got killed and
Dance of the Dragons or something like that. Yeah,
whatever it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought this whole battle was pretty amazing. Just because, like I said, it's like you saw so many different perspectives and points of view of the battle. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Still think, was it last episode where we had the dragons interacting with each other on the ground?
Yeah, that was amazing.
I think
too.
that was the coolest dragon stuff like this season.
Yes,
Yeah, we got a lot of dragons this season.
that was the best. Yeah,
I think
of
that
the
was,
dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's kind of talk about the season as a whole as it's wrapping up, and then predictions into for next season.
Yeah.
So did we believe Rhaenyra's transformation where she ended up?
What do you mean, like
Where she's at, like the end of this episode?
Yeah, because we've been seeing, kind of planting the seeds of her behavior anyway. So it was not surprising seeing where she's at now. And yeah, just reinforcing, because I mean, even the citizens and pretty much everyone is calling her Rhaenyra the Cruel, and she's living up to that. So
yeah, I agree. I think they did a good job building that up. Just like I said, like even with Aemon, submitting to his brother. Realistically, I think that was, the groundwork there was laid as well. Legwork was laid down to get there really well.
that was a great moment.
Yeah, I think all in all, this season very strong. Definitely stronger than season 2.
Yep.
It might even be my favorite even over season 1.
I think so. Because season 1 was a lot of setup, and it was like half the season was them young, and then time jump.
Yeah, which I liked. The thing
That was, all that was great, though.
I liked them when they were young, and I kind of wished we would have gotten more there.
Yeah.
Because that season, I remember not caring for the second half of the season as much. Because
Well, you also weren't used to it as much as it, like, different actors coming in. And
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I of course just drawing out, the dad / husband dying and stuff. It was kind of slow, and obviously wasn't much action then because it was a lot of talking. But yeah. Any other thoughts before we start? Talking about predictions for next season on this one?
No, I don't think so.
I think it was a good. I think it was a good closure / setup, a transition episode. She had a lot of, like I said, kind of concluded a lot of the storylines we had this season.
Yep.
Yet, and then kind of position itself for next season and what may or may not happen, right?
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what all is going to happen in season 4. Because like we said, this is going to be the final season.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what are some of the outcomes you think will happen next season?
I don't know. You and I can only speculate because we did not read the book.
Correct. We have not read.
But I think we have to see the whole thing of Rhaenyra, how she is going to die. With everyone else, though, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how many people die in the show, of our main characters.
Yeah, when it's like...
Because obviously everyone has to die eventually, fill in the gap before Game of Thrones, but how many will we see in the final season?
Then we, because eventually it's like the Mad King is who's on the throne.
Yeah, I would love to see that too.
And then that's who Jaime Lannister kills. So then Robert Baratheon can come in and be the king. So that's kind of what happens right at the beginning of Game of Thrones.
It'd be really cool if they did, because I know there's still some time in between. If they did that to where like almost a Rogue One thing where...
Even if it was just
because it wouldn't have to be the whole season, but like a last, maybe a final episode even.
Or even if they did that as a one-off film.
That would be sick too. But yeah, I would love to see, the whole Mad King thing and like a young Jaime Lannister coming in, killing him. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say because really, I mean I guess to do any predictions you have to get more specific because like ultimately they all die practically.
Yeah.
Like someone's got it, but I mean I guess they're all Targaryens in some way, shape, or form because the Mad King was a Targaryen, right? So I don't know, but I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Rhaenyra. I think we're gonna end up with like.
Oh, you mean who the Mad King is?
Well, I think we're gonna end up with Aegon back on there.
I think so. Yeah.
But then I think ultimately, I don't think he's I don't think he's the Mad King.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe
he might be. Yeah, I don't know.
He's so different now as a person.
Yeah. I'm sure this is clearly like known from the book, though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it would be interesting to see who that is.
But I guess the question is like, how do we think? We still have. Yeah, I mean, like the high tower side of things. They still only have like. Well, I guess we don't know where Ulf stands, and then even Hugh might be mad now, even though it wasn't really Daemon's fault; it was Ulf's fault.
Yep. We don't have that many high towers left, though.
Yeah.
Like Alicent. Yeah, so it's like.
But her two sons are still alive.
That's true.
That she doesn't know. At least
we also didn't mention.
Like, she doesn't know that.
No.
Like we're assuming where she's at right now. She doesn't know, but like because she thought she poisoned.
Yes.
Aemond, and then she doesn't know that Aegon's still alive.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be interesting, and I assume she'll somehow reunite with them. And even though she tried to poison Aemond, like Aegon's going to still not want, he's going to want her there. And yeah, I think they'll be a strong force again because they basically were sidelined all this season.
I wanted to ask you because something we didn't mention. I forget his name, but Rhaenyra talks to her littlest son.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And it's like, is this some?
He's like Joffrey or something, isn't he? Like it's. I
think he is Joffrey. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe he's very important too, because that seemed like a very important scene. So like,
right, they're setting up for something.
Yeah. So
yeah, because I mean, it's possible that there's.
So is he the Mad King?
There's also possible there's some time jump, like they can do between. You're right. So maybe she survives or not, or none of them survive, and then he ends up on the throne as like a kid, and then he becomes the Mad King.
Yep.
So many possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. I mean, it's where they do a good job. I think. I mean, that's a testament to them keeping things so balanced, where it's like still not an obvious which way things are going to go.
And it's just as enjoyable. All these Westeros shows, or I should say, A Song of Ice and Fire shows, they're all just so well done and interesting and fun, whether you know the source material or not. Mm-hmm. They do a good job with that. So it's enjoyable either way.
So what's some unlikely alliance that could really reshape things? Do you think could happen?
I think it would have to be Ulf and Hugh, because they're the wild cards. If like they just continue on their own, or if they side with someone again.
They are. You've got,
because he has like,
you also have
they have
Adam and what's her daughter-in-law, but he died earlier in the season, and like she kind of
Jace.
Yeah, Jace. Yeah. What's his wife's name? I forget now. But she kind of pushed back on Rhaenyra because Rhaenyra even like, challenged her, but spoke down to her.
Yeah.
And so you got the two of them are also kind of wild cards, I feel like, because Adam was pushing back on Alan and how Alan was going with Rhaenyra.
Yeah, and
they both have dragons.
is still alive.
Yes, Corlys is still alive.
Yeah.
They have dragons. So we've got like these at least 4, and then of course you can still throw in what's the one that's up in the sheep stealer with
Right.
like, so you've kind of have these 5 dragons that are with their riders that are kind of potentially wild cards.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, obviously you guys can share if you know.
Yeah, just know with spoilers for us. Like,
Yeah.
if you know the book,
Yeah. If you know the book,
we don't want to know
Yeah.
what's the outcome.
but I think the verdict is definitely worth your screen time on this season of House of the Dragon.
I think I agree with you. I think it's the best season of the
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
I'd have to go back and rewatch one,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like it's definitely better than season 2.
Yep.
It's not that it was terrible.
No. There's still some
It's some strong stuff.
really awesome stuff in season 2. Yeah.
All right, well let's talk a little bit about what else is on our screens and we've been spending time with.
Sure. Yeah.
The first thing I've got is I think we both have Ted Lasso season 4.
Yep.
So this
On Apple.
is on Apple TV. Yep. Streams on Apple TV. It's if you don't know what Ted Lasso is, it's an optimistic American football coach. Football is in American football. Is hired to lead struggling English soccer club AFC Richmond despite having no experience with the sport. And so, and this has Jason Sudeikis as the lead. It plays Ted Lasso, and then Hannah Waddingham, which we were talking about just last week.
Yeah.
On her other show. And then you've got, Juna Temple, this, kind of gotten to be well known since then. What was it we watched not that long ago? And she was in, and I was like, I can't. Oh, one of the Batman movies.
It was Batman Begins. No, it was the one with Catwoman.
Oh, so it was
Catwoman's like roommate. So Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
But yeah, so what'd you think about this first episode? Because the only reason one episode so far, and so that's all we've seen is episode 1 of season 4. What was your initial reaction?
I really liked, because I didn't think it would go this way, I really liked that we stayed in his hometown. Like, that was really cool to see. Because we know, obviously, they come to him and are recruiting him. But I didn't think we'd stay there, like, you know what I mean? Like, in his hometown. It was just really cool dynamics. Basically the opposite of how the show has been. So I really liked it.
Yeah. Yes, I like that. The putting them all, the rest of the crew that we knew, basically fish out of waters in Kansas City.
Yep.
And then even the jokes about Kansas City not being in Kansas, but yet it is.
Yep.
Part of it. And so
it
like all
strange.
that stuff is hilarious because it is like, you know, the odd thing in America, but yeah, I think they did a great job in that and thought that was a lot of fun. And honestly, I know it's not going to stay there, but I think they could have done a whole, I mean, what if they would have done the flip of it, right? Like what if, you know, he got asked to coach a soccer team in the US of women.
Right.
And then him needing to then hire and bring on his crew from England.
Yeah.
To be able to do it because he's like, well, these are the people I know how to work with. Right. Like that could have been a cool angle, I thought. And we could at least spend a whole season, if not more, with them being the, you know, of course they had to cram all those jokes into one episode because I think this is the only episode we're going to spend there. But I agree with you. It was a lot of fun. And do you think this is justified doing another season?
So far, yes, but we can't really answer that until we get more of the season.
Yeah. I guess you're going to keep watching. This is going to stay on your screen time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Me too. I agree. All right. Well, another thing that's And you said you too, so I don't know. Did you watch Sterling Point?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
Another thing that was on my screen time.
Yeah. Go ahead with this,
With
because I don't.
the Sterling Point. So this is on Prime Video. And this premise is Annie and her twin brother, raised in New York City by their single father, discover that their estranged grandfather left them a lake island in Canada. And, well, I mean, most of the people, I was not familiar with, but Ella Rubin plays Annie, the lead, which I really liked her, actually, in this role she did. But, most of the other people, like I said, most people are not familiar people I knew. So it's,
Okay.
I watched all 8 episodes of this.
Dang.
This is just,
I guess you liked it then.
Okay. So these are the things where it's like, these are like the more, we joke about, this is like the Amazon Prime is the new CW. It's like,
sure.
it's just the YA stuff that also means you don't need to be
Fully engaged.
Yeah, be fully engaged. And so like why I started watching it over like maybe potentially one other thing that I wanted to check out that I wanted to be a little bit more engaged in was because I was like, I just need something I can, but then the problem is then I spend, throughout the week and weekend, whatever, and since last we recorded, kind of putting this on every time I just wanted something on while I could kind of do something else.
Right.
And then I end up, watching the whole thing in a week. So, I mean, it means it wasn't terrible, because obviously if it was really bad, then I wouldn't want to watch it, but I'd put something else on altogether. But I did enjoy this. It's very beautiful because they're up, on the water, kind of more forestry type islands, not beachy islands, right? Just and there's these lake houses looking things, and there's the rich people that have moved into the areas, but this one island that her grandfather kept, he kept it all, kept it old, or like the original, so he hasn't sold out. Of course, they come to find out that this is left to him in a trust, and when they turn 18, her and her twin brother, can do what they want with it, and of course, it's worth like $20 million if they just sold it, and so that becomes a issue. But I think what this does a good job is like, there's multiple layers of secrets. She goes up there to go find out more about this grandfather and they come to find out that there's a lot of other things that are going on. And, it's the grandfather of her dead mother. So she didn't even know they didn't even know that their mother was Canadian. Like that's all these things that their dad kept from them. So it's like, and there's layers and layers of things that are interesting. And I think it was done well and entertaining enough, and the performances were good enough. And the setting is nice looking and visually appealing of these things. So
yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So I all in all enjoyed it. Yeah, I would, recommend it if you like this kind of stuff. Like, I think it was a good representation of that kind of material. And it was based on some book, which most of these are.
Yeah. That's usually the way it goes.
All right. And then, one other thing that's on our screens this past week, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you saw this too.
I did.
All right. This is in theaters.
Yes.
It's also breaking records left and right.
Of course. It's a Spider-Man film.
Yeah. A forgotten Peter Parker lives alone as full-time Spider-Man until mounting pressure triggers a dangerous change and a powerful new enemy emerges. So this is, we've got Tom Holland, we've got Zendaya, we got Mark Ruffalo, we have John Bernthal, and then we've got Sadie Sink.
Yep. I'm pretty sure everyone online knows.
Yeah, so this
who
is
she is
spoilers.
at this point.
So spoilers for this a little bit because it's kind of hard not to. But at the same time, almost the whole world's seen this movie already.
Yeah, and also everyone kind of predicted who she was.
Okay, I didn't see. I stayed
Even
away from that stuff,
trailers.
as you know. I didn't even see her in trailers because I think I only saw the first teaser trailer.
Okay,
and you don't really see her in it.
You don't see her that much, but it's just
Yeah, but I just didn't even.
Everyone
look.
was right though.
Yeah,
Who was thinking who it was? Yeah.
and what did you think of this film?
Oh, I loved it. Actually, it's one of the few that personally I think have been great. All the Tom Holland Spider-Man films I've liked a lot. And this one I think I want to watch it again, but it might be one of his best Spider-Man films.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just, and I love that John Bernthal is in this, just because I like him as a kid. It's just cool to see him in the MCU, just like we did briefly with Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's cool to see them in this, in like the full cinematic, MCU, not just the TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just even the way they set up the quote unquote villain was very interesting. And how it was just like, Peter was just falling around something that's just like kind of jumping from really cool, like really interesting just to see that visualized when you don't understand what's going on. It's just a good setup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I loved it. How did you feel about it? You think it's one of the best?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's it might be. It's been so long since I've seen some of the others, but I say it might be my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Wow. Okay.
I think this, but I mean, it makes sense that this is like him as an adult now.
Yeah.
Like he's no longer in high school like the previous films where he was always in high school. And so there was kind of like he's figuring out his powers, just like kind of saving the situation. But, it's still high school level stakes, not that this stakes are any higher, because obviously the last one, the stakes were really high, but, but like I think just, especially the beginning sequence of him just being Spider-Man, like this montage is like, it's like the most Spider-Man of Spider-Man.
It really was. It was awesome.
It was him just like doing his thing. Yeah. And I think also action wise, like this director, and drawing a blank his name.
Daniel Cretton.
Destin Daniel Cretton. Yeah.
Yep.
Just killing it with these action sequences.
Oh yeah.
There's some really cool perspectives and angles and just approaches to different things that we haven't seen before, but yet still feels grounded and feels, realistic, quote unquote, to Spider-Man. One of my favorite scenes that I loved when they're fighting the Hulk and he's pulling the Punisher on the ground and the Punisher's still shooting.
Yeah, that was sick.
And it's one of those where, it's so funny because it's like in slow-mo even, and it's like, like sometimes it's overused and you're like, oh, this is not as epic as it wants to be because it's just slow-mo. But this was like it. You're just, at least me, I'm just grinning watching that.
Oh yeah,
and it's and they're slow. It's slowed down, and you're just like, yes.
It was great. It was even great to see. Like, there's a moment where our villain, that's not really a villain, jumps into the Punisher, and it was just so funny seeing like that actor having to act like you could tell. That he's different. He's being like this person. It was just like, it was funny to see all that. Like all that was done really well. The MJ stuff was great. And
well, especially when she jumped in her.
Yes.
And as a viewer, you don't know. And
yeah, but pretty quick you can pick up on.
Yeah, and then it's the creepy because then like
it is.
They even like make out and stuff, and like
it is just like brutal for
and
them to do, for that character to do that to Peter.
Yep.
In that moment, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good moment, but so how into the spoiler of it. So if you don't want to skip, but So there's a couple things I found interesting. Like, what are your thoughts on her as Jean Grey? And then
Thought that was great.
introducing it, X-Men in that way, I guess, like starting that. I think the other thing, the little inhibitor chip thing that he comes up with, like, I think that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Because I think so the X-Men comic is what I read back in the day when I was a kid. I didn't read Spider-Man really unless it was a crossover.
Right.
So X-Men, and like that's always the biggest thing, was like controlling the mutants, right?
Yeah.
And I guess also from perspective of what happened to Peter Parker in this is like he was mutating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if they're going to lump him in there as a mutant with this whole thing, but I find that it was like, okay, that's obviously going to play a role into the X-Men. Well, I think it's going to play a role in the X-Men storytelling. This, little device that you can put on people to basically control them. And that's, the big thing always, the conflict is, like the government wanting to do things to control the mutants, and which they kind of played with a little bit a while back with the Sokovia things or whatever.
Sokovia Accords. Yep.
Accords. But, we didn't have the X-Men then to play with, and now they do. So, anyway, I think it's going to be interesting, but I guess the question is really, we're not going to get the X-Men until, obviously Doomsday is this, and then there's like Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
That's going to reset about it. So probably not till after that. We might have introduced them in the Secret Wars is like, because then the aftermath of who might be in that, but so I am excited. This definitely got me very excited for the MCU again. And I think
me too.
The only thing was disappointing was the post-credit stuff was like just
nothing.
Yeah, just so lame.
It was.
And there was like opportunity there to do stuff. And they
I don't know.
Didn't do anything. Anything else you want to say about Spider-Man?
No, I just hope, just like we've been saying, I just hope Doomsday is good.
There's 2 times where they flipped the camera rotated mid-action scene. That was fun, like where he's like jumps on the ceiling and or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then the camera rotates so he's right up and everyone else upside down. Or like, just there's a lot of like little nods, like little things like that. When he's fighting the ninjas in the vertical space, like
there's the hand. That's another thing that's from technically Daredevil.
Yeah,
but it was cool to get them in this too.
Just all those different angles and perspectives for the action. I think just a great eye. I imagine they're going to, because I think like when they announced this was 4th film, didn't they say like they were going to do more than, there wasn't just going to be a 4th one. They were going to, Tom Holland agreed to do like 4, 5, and 6 almost like.
Yeah, but I don't know because, well, you can, but it's like Tom Holland's already 30 now, and it's like, do we want a Peter Parker that's, goes into that later?
Well, he's supposed to be college age in this film, and they can jump a little bit of time. They can jump around. I think, I think the way, as much money as this movie made already, it's going to be hard for anybody to say no to making another film. This director, Tom Holland. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope they do at least another one. Even if it's post college or whatever.
No, me too.
I think, there's a lot about this that was interesting, but I guess we'll see him in Doomsday. I don't know. He might show up.
I feel like he has to.
Everyone pretty much is going to be in that. Even people that were dead.
Well, or that's the thing though, is that the amount of people that are going to be in it, it's like who all is going to be in Doomsday versus Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So
yeah, true.
We're not going to see everyone in both, I don't think. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, any other final things?
No, definitely. Pretty much everyone's has seen Spider-Man, I'm sure, but You should definitely check it out, especially if you like the other Tom Holland Spider-Man films. It's great. It's one of the best.
I think we have feedback to go over, right?
We do. I did not check on it though to see what were the comments. Yeah, I don't know. So let me
Yeah, so
see about
if
this.
you have thoughts or feedback, you can always email us at feedback@screentimepod.com or leave a comment. And we will read them most likely on the next week's episode.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a little bit of feedback about me talking about Children of Dune,
Oh, yeah.
and we have Ben Solo 311 says, I own both of these on DVD and I watched them on Sci-Fi when they aired, that's cool. That is really the only way you can watch it unless someone uploads it on YouTube, which is how I watched it. You have to find DVDs of it. And then we have someone else, Ashley Donaldson 921 says, both are the best Dune, which I disagree with, because the Dune miniseries, especially compared to what Villeneuve did, there's no comparison. So like, that's what I was saying. You don't need to see the Dune miniseries, but Children of Dune is done better than that, than the original Dune series, miniseries. And it's just a matter of how far Villeneuve goes with it in the story, you know, and then you can see a little more of it visualized in that miniseries if you want. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for
Well, thanks for
commenting on it. Yeah.
Big sci-fi and fans here and Dune fans here. So yeah. Looking forward to Dune 3.
Yeah.
And we will
So
be
much.
covering Villeneuve in general as a director and this fall leading up to.
One of the
So
best.
you can join us in that. And that's going to do it for this week's Screen Time. Let us know your thoughts of House of Dragon and the finale and what you've been watching, and leave us a comment or email us at feedback@screentimepod.com. Follow Screen Time on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok if you would, please. And or subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Next week, we're going to start covering lanterns as our main attraction. But until then, thanks for giving us your screen time.